Oh, are we live? Oh, wow, that was so quick. Okay, cool. We are live.
Yay! That has to be like one of the fastest times that everything like just came up so quickly after it
Oh,
was
did it
turned
already
on.
come up for you? Oh, wow.
Yeah, everything's already up for me. I'm very confused by this. Like it's usually never this quick.
Oh, it is. Wow, that is really impressive. We're having a good day for the Popcast
Yes.
team. The Oh,
Yes.
and I need to mute that. See, I don't know why it does that, but whenever I view from live on the Gaia side, it's already muted, but then whenever I click into YouTube, it's already unmuted.
That's
I just thought it'd all be
weird.
the same, but that's okay. Yeah, cool. It works out. Let's see. Okay. Oops. Ask the artist. Anyways, Arlie, how have you been? What have you been up to?
Oh man, I've been watching a lot of Netflix lately, in between working. Um, I'm checking out a show that you guys might know called The Gilmore Girls. I
Oh
never
my God,
saw it
yes.
whenever it had its first run.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been binging that, and it's really good. And I'm asking myself, like, younger me, why didn't you watch this?
Yeah, I remember I was really into it as well. I think my mom got me into it, and then it was just like the show we watched together, and then it definitely had
Right,
like a fallout. The show ended, and then it's like rumored it comes back, and then it hit Netflix, and all of a sudden like everyone is watching it. So like
right.
my boyfriend has two sisters, and one of them is like a lot younger, and I want to say she's like 14, so she definitely never watched Gilmore Girls when she was younger, because like it probably was
Mhm.
not up her alley when like Gilmore Girls was around.
Right, yeah.
And so like now both of his sisters and like his mom, they like have been like binge watching Gilmore Girls every single time I
Oh,
go over, and they're like so invested in the show, and I'm like, wow, it's been such a long time since Gilmore Girls came out. I can't believe there's still so much hype behind it.
right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I was asked, like, why haven't you seen it before? And so I did. I decided to check it out because I was told I'd love it. And I'm already, like, I'm on, like, episode 11 or 12 now. And I started it last week. So, like, I feel like I'm making good progress.
Mm-hmm. That's good. I'm glad you like it. And
Yeah, it's really good. Like I've been hanging out with it, and then um I've been also taking care of Cheeto. So you guys from last week, I was talking about, or earlier on Tuesday, I was talking about Cheeto and how he went to the vet, and he's doing a little bit better. I'm really happy. My cat's actually coming out, and he's sleeping on my bed again. And he bullied me out of my chicken last night,
was he just
so
yeah.
he's feeling better. He did. He literally did. So my cat came up and he walked up to me, and instead of like doing a regular kitty meow, he
Mm-hmm.
goes meow. He just like barks at me. And so I was sitting here with my salad, and he's just like looking at me, and I'm like, cat, what do you want? And he just stared, and I was eating chicken at the same time. So I gave him a piece of my chicken, and he just like he took it from me, then he just stayed there the entire time until I kept giving him more. I
Wow.
ended up like laying at my feet, and before I knew it, I had no more chicken.
Your cat is a very powerful influencer.
He is. He is. He's a bit of a jerk, but I love him because he's a jerk. So
It's okay. That's
he's a good
that's
cat.
just
He's
cats.
a good cat.
And then I
Mhm.
guess a TV show, I don't know if I've said it, but a TV show that I recently restarted was Smallville. I remember watching a lot of Smallville when I was younger, but I couldn't remember why I stopped watching it. And now I'm on season 3, and now I remember why I stopped watching the show. Season 3 is like a
Oh no.
whirlwind, and I'm like, I can get through this. I bet after season 3, I'll see the light after at the end of the tunnel. But
Right.
yeah, that's where I'm currently at with my show. I got through it, I would say, like a season a week. They're like, I guess, 30-minute plus episodes, so I'm doing fairly well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been trying to watch an episode of a couple episodes of Gilmore Girls every night.
Yeah.
So I think there's 7 seasons total, so I have a bit ways to go. And I'm just like, I'm already feeling very invested in this.
That's
And
good.
there's a lot of feels to it. I'm like, oh no, my heart.
Well, that's a good storyline. But, speaking of other storylines, do you want to tell us a little bit more about your comic contest that you did end up releasing a few days ago?
Yeah, we did. So, if you guys have been on GaiaOnline.com, which I'm sure you have been, we have released a Gaia Summer Vacation Comic Contest. So, the whole point is to come up with a comic with what our Gaia NPCs or even Gaia staff members are doing during the summer vacation. The thing, though, that I forgot to put in the rules was that I had quite a few people ask me, well, does it have to only be, like, 1 page? And the answer to that is no. You could, like, come out with, like, a full manga, like, a whole thing, and that would be totally acceptable. That counts as 1 entry. So I will be updating the first page, or the rules in the first page, to let people know, like, hey, submit, like, you can, if you want, like, go and, like, live out your storyline dreams and submit like 20 pages, 30 pages, or if not, submit 1, that's fine, but like anything in any format is totally acceptable.
Yeah, so whether it's a 4-panel comic, whether you decide to color everything, keep it line art, black and white, you don't have to be, this doesn't have to be, like your biggest work of art yet, but what's important is to like have fun with it, go with the theme,
Right,
and
yeah.
really like,
Yeah.
and make as much as you want, or just one really big one sort of thing.
Yeah, one of my favorite forums on Gaia is the Gaia community discussion, just because on top of like talking about like our really pretty items that come out all the time, there's a lot of the past in the Gaia community discussion talks about like a lot of the lore of the different NPCs. Sometimes you see conversations about the staff ourselves. And so I feel like this particular contest, for me, it's a delight because it reminds me of the days when there used to be so many like different fan theories and different fan threads that had like their own content dedicated to their favorite characters. So I hope that this particular contest, and at least my personal goal, is that this will encourage users to like really like get back into the lore of Gaia, come up with like different discussions in the GCD. If you're new to Gaia, I hope that you'll be able to see, wow, there's a lot of history and there's a lot of like vibrant, diverse characters on Gaia Online. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited for this. We actually have a couple people that are asking, like, well, why isn't there a story section for this? So I'm brainstorming and I'm trying to get it set up, and this is news right here, right now. News for you too, Amy, because like I think I've only talked to you about it briefly. I'd like to do an additional like a fan fiction contest as well.
That would be
based
fun.
on something that's going on in the Gaia universe. So be on the lookout for that. I can't give it like a particular date on when that's going to start, but I'm hoping to get that set up soon, TM.
Yay. I think, let's see, Sushi Squad Finn asked a question. She said, would you guys prefer NPC or staff, Arli?
You know what? I can't say either way. You could do either or you can do both. So the choice is yours.
Yay. Yeah, if you have any other further questions, you could feel free to ping Arli or just post in the comic contest thread itself, and she will be there and will answer questions. Yep, so that's exciting. Speaking of other things relating to art, so we were talking to a few of the artists we have at Gaia, whether they're a recolor artist or someone who's working on brand new items, and we were trying to create a brand new segment that features them and their art. Do you want to go into it as well a little bit, Arlie?
Oh yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I am very addicted to seeing how our artists create items. I am like, that is one of the things I'm most fascinated about on Gaia is, whenever you look at like a hair or, that favorite accessory of yours, I always think to myself like, wow, I wonder like what sort of work went into it. So we're hoping that we'll be able to work with a couple artists to show off some of the process, whether it's like a concept sketch or it's the actual work in the item. I'm really excited about this. I can't wait to see like where this goes from here, because I feel like once people see the process, at least, I think that alleviates some of the mystery, I guess, because I don't think, well, at least for me, like whenever I was a user, I didn't understand like how much work went into the actual item creation process, or even just like creating art. And so being around all these very talented, very skilled artists that I look up to, and seeing the process myself personally, I'm like, oh wow, it's very fascinating, and I hope that we can share a little bit of that with you guys.
Yeah, definitely. There's still a few logistics that we would need to figure out before we have this little segment for you guys. But obviously, basically, I think we would all like to delve a little deeper into how some of the artists, work their magic. I know each artist does something a little bit differently. Some, straight out just draw what they think should go on top of the avatar itself and kind of figure out proportions there. Well, we definitely have some artists that do like a bunch of different sketches, like all on the side, not even having to relate to a Gaia avatar, and then slowly try and like break it down, sort of thing. Like Arlie and I at least get to see a little bit behind the scenes on like maybe their mocks and a lot of their inspiration, but at the end of the day, I don't think either of us really know how it's all done at the end of the day. So I think it'd be really cool if we're able to share some of that insight with you guys as well.
Right, yeah. Now I will have to say, whenever I first started, whoa, I lost my words. Whenever I first started working for Gaia Online, I was on the art team as a graphic designer, and so I was blessed to be able to see briefly how items were created. And for me personally, whenever I saw it, I was completely in awe, and I could like literally watch for like hours upon hours, because like it's to me, I'm like, oh wow, this is so interesting. So I hope whatever we're able to work out with the art team, I hope that we could share it, and I hope you guys, whenever you see it, will be equally as impressed, because I don't feel like the art team in general gets as much credit as I feel like they absolutely deserve, because a lot of what we have on Gaia Online, it's definitely because of our artists. Absolutely. They're so talented. They're so skilled. They're so creative. Seeing how items just have evolved from like when I started, like, like whenever I first started as a regular user back in 2004 to like whenever I first started working for Gaia back in 2014 to now, the item evolution process is mind-blowing, and I hope that we can share some of that for you guys too.
Yeah. Sushi Squad Finn is asking about the custom artists. There's technically different types of artists that create different items. Like the artists that are working on like user custom items are actually there is overlap, but there isn't too much overlap. So then like the artists that end up creating like the brand new items you see for like Core and Narwhal and Lucky Catch, they tend to focus on those projects, while there's definitely a set of artists that focus on like custom items as well. But every once in a while, like depending on where, work needs to be done and things are needed, they'll pull maybe different artists every once in a while from maybe the custom side to work on one project, or people from projects to work on customs. And yeah, it's actually crazy to think about. Like, not only do they have to conceptualize like the front side of the outfit, but they also have to think about like the back side of the outfit. And so obviously, you could flip your avatar around. There's always like that piece that like they have to create as well, which is like always funny to think because, you know, at the end of the day, you take a picture of yourself looking in the mirror and it's most likely, you know, the front of your outfit. So it's definitely fun to think about like how, like, why do we have like so many items with like backpacks and like bows on the back of dresses and things, because I'm sure to them it'd be equally as lame if it was just, you know, just like a flat white sheet sort of thing. Yeah, the arm poses.
You also have to take into consideration that we have a female base and a male base too, and the items are different just a little bit, you know, because the male bases, you know, they're male bases and they're a little bit bigger. They're a little bit like their legs are a little bit bigger than female bases. Like you know, their waists are different. Their faces are a little bit different. So like, I believe that is also taken into consideration as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even think about it sometimes, but there's like also sitting poses and backs to sitting poses,
Oh,
and we
God,
all know
yes.
when limbs start to bend, clothes get weird. So it's always really interesting to see how they really get into that. And then on top of, I mean, it is interesting. So I'm definitely interested to see what we're going to be delving into in the future. I don't exactly know what parts we will be showing to you guys. It might be like, you know, different, well, we might have different shows depending on the artist or depending on like how much of a process they want to show you. So it'll definitely be interesting from like full conceptualization to obviously the way it's done. Yeah, not to mention all the cutters. Some like all the artists are definitely creative in different ways, but some artists definitely like to utilize cutters in the items, and you know, sometimes it creates like something totally different, whether it's like it shows off a hidden pose, or you know, like it just, or sometimes it just like takes the socks off of like your leg pose sort of thing. Yeah, we'll definitely make it. It could either be an announcement or staff alert. Once we get more information about it, we'll definitely let you guys know. And we might even have like a small segment where if you guys wanted to ask questions to them, it's definitely how comfortable they would be, whether they just want to talk about their own process or if they're willing to open up a little bit more. As you know, we have a lot of artists, and some of the artists that we have are definitely a little bit shy. So it's definitely going to be interesting to have these shows in the future. Arli, do you have any items that you know were made by certain artists that you like feel are like your absolute favorites and things like that?
Oh man. There's so many items I like. That's the problem. I could talk about the item that I'm currently wearing right now, and I usually love a lot of their items. So the LQT item that came out yesterday, the cute little donut girl, I declare my love for you, was made by Europa, and I love all of Europa's items. They're so pretty. So I'd have to say, like, right now, like, I'm really digging her stuff.
I was going to say, what's actually really interesting about Europa's item is that it was actually drawn by Pyowacket. The original concept and stuff was done by her.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then they got to work on the colors together, and then Europa did a lot of the rendering and finishing styles of it. So it's also really interesting to see when artists collaborate and do different things like that.
I know, and you see, like, just thinking about them, because, like, I love Pyowacket's items so much because they're so cute, and then like Melissa always has like this cute like angelic thing going on. The idea and knowing that they collaborated together, I'm like, oh no, this is my dream come true. Cute items everywhere.
Yeah, it's definitely fun to see all of these items being made. Now I know how to pronounce Pyowacket. Yeah, for the longest time, I don't think a lot of us knew, but we had her on stream not that long ago for a Popcast. Actually, maybe it was a while ago. Maybe it was like last year, and she taught everyone how to say her username. Yeah, so you always thought it was how would you Pyowacket? Funny how there's so many different styles and such an amount of pixels. Yeah, sometimes you can definitely tell like what artists did what items because some artists happen to have like very specific art styles. Like I think one that always sticks out to me is Bandis's art. Like I can spot her like art like a mile away, and I think she's been doing all of the angel items right now, and so they all definitely have like a same sort of like softness to them, and the eyes are like very sharp in a sense. And for me, like it's like really her art that like I can tell like when she works on like a set and does it in like certain things, like whether you find it in Narwhal or it's just like an item that's outright. It's really interesting. I think it's always like really cool to see her work and how she ends up doing a lot of like the poses and the movements and things like that.
For me, another notable that I can like look at the ad and be like, oh, I know who this is Miori. As well, like her, like anything that I see in like Sketchbook Brown, with the hair, or it's in Super, I'm like, yep, that's Miori. I absolutely know who it is.
Yeah, I can also spot. Scarecrow says she can usually spot Zuby's items. I feel like I could also tell when it's a Zuby item. She also feels like she has very like distinct style.
Yeah.
It's always really interesting. Yeah. Okay. That also being said, since we're slowly coming to the end of the stream, we have something to show you. We have something coming out tomorrow, and it's going to be a bunch of really cute things. I mean, I think everything's cute. I'm a little biased. I like everything that we put out because I think it's always a challenge. But tomorrow, I think this is your first time seeing it again, Arli. I'm sorry, but we have a cute.
These are so cute.
Yeah, we have a Narwhal update coming tomorrow.
These look so cute. I'm in love already. Oh no, I love all the poses.
Yeah.
Just like looking, I'm imagining, and this is gonna be so cute. Like I see a cute tail, and I see cute legs, and I see like a fork in the middle. Oh no, my heart.
I'm really excited for the one at the bottom right. I like the horns and I like the tail, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like the direction it's going in.
Same.
So hopefully all of you will enjoy tomorrow's theme for Narwhal. This one has definitely been a fun one to watch slowly come together. I like everyone's reactions to this. You get a mix. We see people saying a parfait, sweet eating bear, someone's praying for pink. This is teeth rotting.
So they're saying that sweet eating bear in the middle is Ryokuma.
Oh yeah,
right?
It's just
so it's just
her
Ryokuma.
Lunchtime.
There we go, everybody.
On the right is, what did she say? Is sitting on a pile of knives. Yeah, I could see that. You could, I guess, maybe successfully sit on a pile of knives. That doesn't sound painful at all. The hair on the top left. I want to scream. Onion flying. Yeah, all of these are pretty good. This is good discussion that we have going. The hair on the top left, I can tell I'm going to love it. I'm really excited about the horns and the tail, too. This is definitely going to be a fun set. I think it's perfect for, the month of July and I guess coming to August.
Absolutely.
And that being, I mean, you'll find out what these are soon enough. So I hope you guys are as excited as we are. Then I guess the last other thing to do is, if you haven't already followed us on social media, I highly recommend it, whether you follow us on Twitter or on Facebook, because not only has Arli been blessing us with all of these memes, she's recently posted a few bingo memes, but we're also teasing a little bit for summer event. So we'll be, I think we've posted maybe about 3 times relating to summer event, giving you guys clues about what the upcoming summer event will be. We're getting really close to next month's summer event, so I hope you guys are as excited as we are. So be sure to follow us. And then I think that's all, the last social media plug I can think about, other than continue following us on YouTube. And if you haven't yet joined our Discord, you can join the Discord. It should be in the description of the YouTube video right now if you're just looking down. Oh, summer event. Well, summer event's going to be longer than a weekend. Don't worry, Meteor. It'll come soon.
It won't be this week.
It won't be this weekend, so you won't miss out if you're doing something this weekend. There is still time. There's a little bit more that needs to be prepped. We finished getting all of the assets in. Things look amazing. You guys are going to have fun. It's something that we have yet to do on Gaia, so it's going to be a fun experience for all of us. Okay.
Narwheel's at noon.
Narwheel is at noon Pacific time tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, depending on, what time it is, but it is noon Pacific time. Yep, noon for us. Yay. Okay. Arli, is there anything else you would like to talk about before we wrap up stream? I feel like I'm always forgetting something.
I don't have anything at the moment. Please, if you haven't yet, check out the comic contest and follow us on social media. Play bingo with me.
Yep, bingo will always be fun. Or, you know what you should do? You should provide the template so people can make their own bingo boards.
Ooh, that's right. I should do that. That's a good idea.
Okay. How about post it on both social media, and we'll post it on the Pop Square forum, so that way everyone can play along if they'd like to.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. And I think that should be it for today. Thank you everyone for joining. Let me drop a few of the links for the contests and stuff into the thread and everything. Don't forget to keep sharing memes with us, because we love seeing it and we can't wait to air your memes. But until next week, bye everyone.